Good afternoon for all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and for all the competitors. Welcome all of you for our last day. This is SX Sustainability Expo 2024. Today we are coming up with our last day, and I am Lakshmi. This is my honor to be here to serve you as MC. With the first of all, before we let's start with our competition in this time for the SX 2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation, I would like to introduce with our projects first. For the SX 2024 builds on the legacy of the previous years by expanding its reach to invite giant maker firms across ASEAN to collaborate and create a more sustainable future for the region. SX 2024 upholds two principles of the innovation and collaboration as guiding framework for the event is the application in various fields and to achieve to climate resilience within the broader Asian context. Calling all passionate young innovators aged between 16 to 25 across ASEAN, the Sustainability Expo 2024 now is fifth year and sits through to the present to the SX 2024 Hackathon Circular Innovation Challenge competition under the topic of Innovation for Climate Adaptation. And this year is for all of you. This is your chance to shine and shape a sustainable futures for our region with your passion, creativity, and climate focused innovation. Right now, it's time to join us to tackle climate change and make the lasting impact together. We can create a resilient and thriving world together. Distinguished guests, before we let's start this competition, I would like to announce for all the prize that for all the winners who will receive for more than $4,000. And with the first of all, I would like to introduce and inform to all of you with our rule. For every team that you have 7 minutes to present and 7 minutes for just. For the problem definition and scope, 20 points, clear and concise identification on the problem or challenge, demonstration of the significant impact on the largest target audience, well-defined project direction and goals. 2. Innovation climate adaptation impact, 30 points, presentation to create a positive environmental impact, such as mitigating climate change effect, both of the qualitative and quantitative evidence of the innovation impact. 3. Business feasibility, 20 points, demonstrate potential for sustainability and scalability, business plan and viable financial model, consideration of the market demand, competition and revenue generation. 4. Implementation strategies, 20 points, realistic and actionable plan for the future implementation, identification of the potential challenges and mitigation strategies, demonstration of the feasibility and sustainability. 5. Presentation skills, 10 points, clear and concise presentation of the product, confident in delivering the presentation. Right now, we would like to introduce with all the judges with the first one. So please give a big round of applause to Dr. Pakjila Lertpan, Director of the Administrative Affairs, Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation. Up next, so please give a big round of applause for Assistant Professor Dr. Papapan Tiwayanont Mongkol Wanit, the School of the Global Studies, Thammasat Universities. And up next, so please give a round to Dr. Sawanit Bunyasuwa, Committee of the BCG Model Working Group, FTI. And our last one, so please give a round of applause to Ms. Tongchai Thanachanan, Executive Vice President, Chief Sustainability and Strategies, Thai Beverage. Distinguished guests, before we let's start in this competition, anyone, we would like to inform two of you. So please give a round of applause to support with for all of our team once again, please. And remind one more time, every team, you have only 7 minutes to present and 7 minutes for all of our judges. Right now, distinguished guests, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, right now, if all of you ready, we will start in the few minutes with our first team. And first of all, we would like to inform all of you, this is our last day. We would like to inform with our free application for the SX application. You choose to scan up and download when you explore with any reason, and especially whatever highlight topic will be here on the talk session right now, so that you can search and you can download for free from Play Store and App Store with SX application. And it's time to explore with any reason for our last day. Right now, distinguished guests, we will start with our first group today. So please give a round of applause for welcome and support to CAPC. Welcome.
Good afternoon, judges, ladies, and gentlemen. My name is Dina Sal, and I'm representing Team CAPC. Our initiative, CAPC, is planning to help car manufacturers to do decarbonizations with the usage of UV technology. Now, I want everybody here to close their eyes and imagine this. You are riding a motorcycle and are stuck in a very heavy traffic jams. And then, poof, the cars in front of you just release this big smoky gas right at the front of your face. How would you feel? Suffocating, right? And that's me on a daily basis whenever I commute to school. And when I see that problem, I started to think, if one car can release that much carbon dioxide, what about the billions and billions of cars on this face of the earth? What are the impacts of that gonna be like? It's gonna be very devastating because it's one of the major problems that's contributing to our climate change right now. It creates drought, floods, hurricanes, and acid rains. Of course, there's been actions that's done to tackle this problem, like EVs cars, public transportations, and strict government regulation. But that itself is not enough. You see, report shows that by 2030s, there will be a continuous carbon concentration to 110 million metric tons on these atmospheres. And then it will be 2.5 times as much in 2050. That is a scary numbers. And that's why our team needs to tackle on this problem. We set out a deep dive research in finding ways to do decarbonizations. And then we found out a published papers from the University of California that uses UVU to break down and excites carbon dioxides into solid carbons and then dioxides. Here comes our proposed solutions. We are planning to create a generator that will be put at the back of the exhaust pipes of the cars. When CO2 released from the exhaust pipes, it will go through our mini tubes. Inside our mini tubes, there is a UV light acts as a laser beams in the spectrum of 150 nanometers to 210 nanometers. These spectrums will then excite carbon dioxide and then ionize it. The carbon will become a solid carbons and then will be contained in our container at the bottoms. And then the O2 will be absorbed through our fans and released to the atmospheres. We use a B2B business model with the main focus on cars and trucks manufacturers, especially sport cars, supercars, and cars that are going to race in events like Formula 1, 2, 3, and 4. With this newly invented technology of UV lights, we believe that it's going to be our biggest value propositions, followed by the easily integrated into our existing mobile automobile systems, and also our durable and long-lasting raw materials. The cost structures of these products is $1,800, and we are planning to sell this for $250 per unit. Our main revenue stream will primarily comes from our close deal partnerships with car manufacturers, and then our secondaries will be from supplies manufacturers, directly sales revenues, and our products repairments. We believe that with our initial stage, we wanted to have a partnerships with companies such as Ferraris, Mercedes-Benz, and McLaren's, just to name a few. These companies are the ones that are going to compete in the competitions of Formula Ones. And we believe that with them, we can have a very optimistic approach to them. We also planning to do collaborations with manufacturers like Hydros, who supplies aluminum, and then Meltec, who do a very high-tech UV lights. This is the market size of our products. The number of total cars in Asia alone are 543 million cars. What if we penetrate our products to just 0.0002 of that? It's already 248,000 cars already. So this is such a big market size that we need to work on right now. Imagine if 543 million cars of those uses our technologies. The decarbonizations will be faster than ever, which aligns so well with our SDG goal number 13, and then our innovations will be for SDG goal number 9, and then our partnerships will be for number 12 and number 17. Because we use a newly invented technologies, we stand out from our competitions so much. This is our project roadmap. On the first and our second quarters, we are planning to do more research and development to increase efficiency and innovations. And then on our third quarters, we are planning to collapse with cars manufacturers and car racing events. And then moving on from 2025 to 2029, we want to expose this technology worldwide so that everyone who owns a car or other forms of automobile transportation can use this technology. This is our team. We are a team of very young, passionate people who want to tackle these problems, especially with the decarbonizations. And this is our reference. Thank you so much for your attention. We wanted to say this because this is a newly invented inventions, there are gonna be risk, right? But if it's not us, who? And if it's not now, when? Thank you so much.
Now it's time to Q&A session for our judges, so please.
So in your process of ionizing the carbon dioxide, can you actually tell us a little bit more about who your competitors are and what's the alternative if it's not using laser beam?
The alternatives are, there's, wait, we cannot go back to our slides. So when we've done some research, there are minerals that can directly absorb carbons, which is overline, but because it is so rare and the amounts of absorption is equivalent to, if we have 1 gram of carbon dioxide, then we need 1 gram of overlines, but there's not enough overlines to do that, right? Other alternative technology is they're trying to research on how to break down carbon dioxide by using chemical reactions and other forms of radiations. But so far, the things that are conveniently working right now, that is the best solution right now, is UV light technology.
I would love to add on this because mostly it was combining into a solid form, and mostly it was not separating it. It was keeping it in a solid form again and again. So our technologies was newly invented.
Right, I have about many questions. First, have you thought about or have you studied how this UV technology would influence anything in the car? Meaning, would it have any impact in the working of the car. That's the first one. Sorry. The second one, who's your target users? Are they the existing cars or are they new cars? And if it's existing car, how you're going to implement your technology in the existing car? And if it's new car, how are you going to work with all the regulations now that are really going against combustion cars, right? There are a lot of governments that are really removing the combustion car from the street, so you may not have your market anymore.
Of course, there are that initiatives are gonna take place, but because we still see the rise of carbon dioxide, and our main target audience are gonna be initially is gonna be a newly invented cars that are going to race for Formula One, because those cars don't care about using EVs cars, because EVs cars are not as fast and not as combust as those cars. That's why if we can try to collaborate with them initially and then expand it onward, that's what we want to do.
So I would like to answer your add on to these questions, because you have asked have we tested it out with cars, if it's affecting it, right? So we have tested it out in a small lab, and it's not technically affecting any engines or any exhaust pipe yet. And so for the car for newly invented cars, we would love to cooperate with and we would love to have it's for everyone. But first, for first step, for our first stepping stone, we would love to cooperate with Formula One first. Therefore, we have a stepping stone for our further research, and we can make it for everyone and every new cars.
For all cars, you might say that they are reducing it right now. But if you imagine in Asia, there's many developing countries. So even though government trying to reduce that old car, it will take many, many years ahead. So our market size could be, we can work on it much longer than that.
Is your target the old existing cars as well or not? And if it is, how you're going to implement your UV in the old cars? Because I feel the old cars are actually the problem as well.
Because our technologies are just attached to the existing pipes already. So yeah, we just attached it, and then it's attach it and go. The thing is, the reason why we want to go with new cars first, because if we integrate a power supplies to that machine, it would be better, because it takes a very high amount of power to do that. But with more research and more development, we can try to find alternative ways to power that machines, so that we can integrate it into old cars and old automobile. That's why we put that in our long-term 5 years plan.
Yeah, this is very interesting, decarbonizations and carbon capture and storage utilizations. But I want to think, you think about the solid carbon, where it's going to go to as a whole system, where it's going to go to, the solid carbon.
The carbon waste are going to be in the form of graphites. So we use graphites all the time in your pencils. So I think, it can goes to we can renovate that to become pencils or other usage that needs graphites.
Yeah, but if you think about that, it's going to be commercialized and make it valuable. So 200 and 2,500 will be laid down, probably. And the other things that I want to ask for, you're going to plug into the Formula One, right? As you say. What about the public transportation and efficiency that compare with the Formula One and public transportation car, the newly car? Do you have that?
That is gonna be later, because if we are trying to convince this newly invented projects to public transportation, they might not have the funds for that. And we also need to do more research and discuss with more experts so that we want this to become reality. That's why F1 is our best choice, our best shot right now.
For now. So we have a plan to talk with like the government and the Ministry of and like Transportation and also the Ministry of Environment to discuss on this subject as well.
All right, thank you.
So my question would be, have you ever tested your technology in real life?
Yes. The thing is, instead of using UVU in the spectrum of 150 nanometers to 110, we tried a wider spectrums because that's the only thing that's available. And it works, but the efficiency is only 5%. So if we use like a very smaller spectrums, we believe that there is gonna be more efficiency.
So you think with your technology will kind of fill in the gap of the 5% efficiency?
Yes, and that is backed by a research papers that we've talked about.
Okay. So what are your main milestones for the next 6 months? I mean, launching the product.
Yes, we are trying to figure out other ways to. This is gonna be our first milestones. If we get the funds, we wanted to purchase UVU so that we can actually test it out and see the real efficient rates of that. So that's gonna be our first steps. Our second steps is we're gonna try to implement that into reality. So we're gonna talk to cars manufacturers, and if it works, we're gonna put patents on that so that we have our intellectual property rights towards our technology.
Thank you so much. So please give a big round of applause for the CAPSI.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Right now, distinguished guests will come up for our next team. Right now, it's time to give big a round of applause for Eho. Welcome.
Hi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are a team from Malaysia. So when you think about Malaysia, this is an image that flashes out. It's a country that's full of innovations, ambitions, and opportunities. But sadly, a couple of weeks ago, my hometown in Kedah faced devastating floods, with home damages, road washouts, and life was disrupted. So digging deeper, what we witnessed from the recent flood incidents, it has slow response and delay warnings during the flood issues can cause significant losses. So based on our research, we found out that improper drainage system are the main cause of urban flooding. So we talked it with industry workers and we found some recurring issues. Maintenance is the only done after overflows, with no preventive actions taken to prevent the blockages, which cause flooding. It seems to be a really big problems with a lot of large keywords here and there. So we decided to divide it and break it down into 3 key pain points. Firstly, inefficient drainage maintenance. Secondly, no preventive measures for debris speeding up. And lastly, slow flood detection response times. So, transforming manhole to an e-hole with the ideas of replacing manual interventions with smart IoT solutions for real-time monitoring and water jetting. So let me walk you through the components of our devices. First, the sensor box is our heart of the system. It measures water level to monitor the potential floodings and the manhole conditions. Our devices is equipped with a camera for detections so that operators can know where exactly the interventions is needed. And lastly, we have a water jetting nozzle which uses high pressure water jet to clear the debris that building up. So let me walk you through the system behind it all. So our devices were placed inside a manhole to provide real-time monitoring for the manhole conditions. All this data were eventually transmitted to the masternode using LoRa technology to ensure seamless communications even in underground that have limited Wi-Fi connectivity. The masternode will receive all this data and upload it into our cloud server. We leverage weather data to provide us with a more accurate information for our AI model predictive analysis. All these data were then displayed inside our website applications with alert notifications to provide the information of the blockages and also the maintenance. We don't stop here. We are not just monitor a single manhole. Imagine cities where all these devices are placed across different critical areas and manholes, just like this. We are creating multiple access points so that we have a comprehensive view of the entire drainage system. This can help us quickly pinpoint where is the problem areas. With our easy-to-install devices, workers can easily install it inside the manhole for remote monitoring, and all these data are collected day by day, time by time, just like the one I show inside the videos. All these data will display inside our monitoring pages, and the graph is act as a summary of the whole data. Alert notifications will be triggered when this level exceeds the abnormal rate. The control panels is one to provide workers with the visual inspections of the blockages and also the manhole conditions. While we use internal sources to act as our water supply to our whole system. Our water jetting mechanism can clear the debris out in different clogging conditions, and this shows the reliability of our entire system to prevent and reduce the potential risk. So you might wondering now, is there any markets for our eVTOL devices?
Well, we are targeting Asia Pacific as our global market opportunity due to its rapid urbanization and industrial growth. Talking about market size, we are aiming $150 million of SOM and reaching up until $800 million of TAM. We have strategically focused in B2G market with municipal and government as our key primary audience, while we also positioning industrial facilities and sewer management companies in the B2B market as our secondary audience. We have optimized our solution to offer an affordable pricing with hardware installation, software subscription, and also device maintenance with a total cost of $430 annually. Plus, we also offer special bundle discount for the customer who have purchased more than 10 units. For your information, traditional manhole maintenance typically costs $485 per session with 2 sessions conducted annually, and we're totaling up to $4,850 over the 5 years. With our solution, you can slash that amount to just $2,150, which indicates a 50% of cost reduction. In our competitive analysis, we have surpassed the other solution by offering cutting-edge features and also serving as the first-to-market product who provides automated water jetting system. In our roadmap, we are focused on tackling all the key challenges such as optimizing the power consumption issues and also solving adaptability and maintenance issues. As we progress, we will aim to expand our market globally and also achieve global market leadership by 2030. With a manufacturing cost at $60 and selling price at $200 per device, we will have a net profit of $6.6 million with an annualized ROI of 34.41%. With these small steps, we will aspire to make a profound impact by reducing 60% of financial loss due to the flood, expecting 2 times quicker response time for flood management, and also saving 4.8 billion volume of water. We are also aligning our effort to achieve SDG Goal 3, 6, 11, which emphasize on good health, clean water, and sustainable city.
Ladies and gentlemen, technological advancements surround us, shaping our life in our future. But underground remains silent, unpredictable, and dangerous. Rarely have one technology in our underground. Our team see the pains in the eyes of the workers. So we will bring these innovations into very depth of our cities and fill out this technological gap. We believe that future isn't just above the ground. Our team presented to you Iho from Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is our second team, Iho for Malaysia. Right now it's time 10 minutes for our judges, so please.
So how does your system handle the extreme weather condition like flood, storm?
Okay, thank you for your question. You can go to the slide, waterproof one. I think. Okay, so basically how our system adapt into a challenging environment as we will prove our system in waterproofing as we enclose all our electrical components into a waterproof electric box and insulated all the wiring. And we tested out with standard IP4, which is protect our system from splash of water. And we will continuously test our system with IP6, 8 until it can really submerge in the flood conditions. And we will introduce automated power down system when there's a flood occurs or water level rise until a critical point, the system will automatically shut down to prevent any short circuit in our system. Yeah, before it power out again, you'll carry out a self-diagnostic check to check whether it really can function normally to prevent any losses of our device. That's my answer.
Kind of think about the debris. Do you have the course of maintenance of debris that happens in your vessel? And the characteristics of debris can be showing up in the dashboard. Do you have that?
First of all, in our testing, the debris we compose of sands, sediments, and some small plastics. So our system were able to successfully clear out like 20% or until 50% of the clog on the surface of pipe around 10 cm diameter.
10 centimeters, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what about the dashboard? Do you have the dashboard to showing up? Where is the clocking? Where is the most efficiency repairing?
So you can see on the top right, there's a dashboard with our camera blockage detection. We're able to show that if any blockage or clog at the pipe is happened there.
Besides, to add on, our camera is actually turning wide angles 360 degree so that you see there's several buttons in our control panel, so we can move around the cameras to have a more comprehensive visuals on our whole entire drainage and detect the blockages area.
Thank you.
2 questions, please. One is just to clarify, you use camera as the main tool to collect your data, correct?
No.
Sensor, right?
Using sensors.
Basically sensor, right? Sensor and camera or no camera?
Yeah, with camera to provide a visual feedback
Right,
of the
okay.
conditions.
So my question would be 2 things. One, how do you provide energy to your tool, right? And second, when you talk about the jet stream to clear the camera, right, unclog, where would that jet stream come from in your actual hole when you actually implement it? You see my point? How do you feed the energy, and where do you find the water to unclog it?
Okay, first of all, the energy is I would say very good question for the energy parts. For our proof of concept step, we utilize LiPo battery as our main power supply. With our calculation, we're able to sustain up to 3 months, 3-month lifespan for the battery. And we will introduce a deep sweep mode, which we are able to adjust the sensor sampling time. So in this, for example, the sensor can be on by hours and will be on by necessary times. So we're able to cut down the power consumption, and our water jet will only on when it's needed to clear out the debris. So we believe...
Where would you find the water for the water jet? When you actually submerge it into the manhole, where would the water for the water jet come from?
Go back to our internal water source.
Here, you can see that. Basically, all this manhole have its own inlet alongside of it. So it's actually facilitated in a water flow so that we can have a compartment there. You can see inside the first structure here. So it can collect the waters that flows into inlets. The waters may come from like rainfall, so we can have a more sustainable water source for our whole entire system.
To add on this, we will actively seek for cooperation from municipal to integrate our system with the city water supply line.
And that's basically the things that we're going to move on.
Yeah, and I would like to add on the power parts, where we can integrate our system with the renewable energy, for example, like solar energy and RF energy harvesting system. Because we mentioned about we're building a network of IoT network, so there will be lots of RF energy propagated in the free space. So we're able to scavenge those energy and build a sustained and self-power solutions for our device.
For example, this might sound a bit kind of weird, but that's nowadays in China they have the light pole with the solar energy. So all these energies collected from the light pole there, we eventually go into the manhole so that it can have a monitoring devices underground it with a sustainable energy there. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So I want to go into the feasibility sort of prospect here. So I see that you show that there are competitors as well in the production of this sort of device. In your trails or in your journeys, have you had the chance to roll this out as a prototype in the context of where you live or where you are in Malaysia? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, sure. So in the competitive analysis I showed just now, right? So the current system only supports the monitoring part without the part that clear the debris, which is no action is taken after the monitoring. And for the product, for the solution you say that just now, we have actually built our own prototype and test it out in the different manhole, and especially in the KL, Kuala Lumpur city, which is always the flooded area in Malaysia.
This has actually been used already, or has it not been?
Haven't, but in our plan, we want to bring our prototype into a product, which you can look at this map. It's a Kuala Lumpur drainage network map, and we target to have a 200 device to cover the whole area of the entire city for this.
In the city?
Yeah.
So the competitors that you've mentioned are now the ones who are supplying the municipals and all that? Is that correct?
In Malaysia, there are, I would say, no existing solutions to monitor our drainage system.
So if you go back to your chart where there are competitors, right? Are they actually in use, those competitors?
Yes, but
They
other
are.
country, like China.
Oh, in other countries.
Yeah, in other countries.
So this is why basically want to build the gap between the technologies for our underground networks.
Our competitor will mainly target on the monitoring part, but our solutions involve actions and monitoring and actions.
So these competitors have not come into Malaysia,
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
mainly in China. So why, the question is, why aren't you using, is Chinese model not good enough for Malaysia?
So we believe our solution is the first to market as we include the monitoring parts and the water jetting part. Because current solution only monitor, don't have any proactive measure to solve the root cause of the drainage network.
Well, we kind of lack of smart cities developments in Malaysia. So you can see there's a gap there. It's a really kind of feasible products in China's. The monitoring part is good itself. When it comes to flood, it's not just about the overflow. The manhole cover tilts will cause people's death. So there's actually an urgent need for this kind of system to be implemented, but it's just not really, you know.
How do you send back the data to the dashboard? You use Wi-Fi or what?
We're using LoRa technology. It's a long-range transmission. So from our sensor node was sent to our master node. And master node, which is the LoRa gateway, will at a more accessible location that have Wi-Fi connectivity. So our master node are able to output all the data here to our cloud server for our dashboard.
And it would be strong enough to send
Yes, we have.
to your center.
Yes, we have tested out.
What is the range?
For our module used in LoRa is up to 15 kilometer, and I believe they can be improved by improving the antenna design. Yeah, those specifications.
Last questions. Are they all electronics waterproof?
Yes, and mentioned before, we enclose all the system into a waterproof electric box. Like you can see on the roadside, those CCTV also include in an electric box. So we also ensure our wiring all is insulated.
So can I add on just the last things? Okay, we actually have talked about with the telecommunications telco companies in Malaysia, and we know that there's actually a network underground. It's not really publicized, so we don't know a lot about that. So we hope to fill this gap and hope to collaborate with them in the future to make it more visible to the public.
Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
is
Thank you.
Iho for Malaysia. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Right now, distinguished guests, we have come up for our third team. Right now, it's time for give a big round of applause to Frame Shift from Thailand.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds have just passed. In that 5 seconds, wildfires around the world have just engulfed an area roughly around the size of this stage. Just last year, we have had 190,000 wildfire incidents reported globally. This accounts for 3.7 million square kilometers of area burned. Putting that into perspective, that would rank as the 7th largest country in the world, larger than India, larger than Mexico, Indonesia, and 6 times the size of Thailand. This number is only going up. As reported by the Copernicus program, wildfires were responsible for 18% of total carbon emissions around the world. This, in turn, raises global warming. Global warming makes our Earth hotter, in turn leading to more wildfires. It is a vicious cycle that gets worse every year and every year. Even at the rate that it is going, as the presentation hit the 1 minute mark, the area has now engulfed the entirety of Queen Sirikit National Convention Center. Just in Thailand alone, last year we suffered a 400 million Thai baht economic burden. That would be around 45% of the Ministry of Forestry's budget. But that also affects you too. You may recall an incident from earlier this year with the Chiang Mai wildfire, where the PM 2.5 got so bad, it actually reached us in Bangkok. And studies have shown that that causes an increase in cancer rate in you. Even worse is for the people of Chiang Mai, as the news have reported that many have suffered to lung diseases and lung cancer directly from the fires. The people of Chiang Mai know this. They know it's a problem. Many efforts of both local administrative bodies and volunteers have been made to try to fight the fire on their own. But many times they end up getting themselves hurt, or even worse, they help the fire to spread even more. This is mainly due to a lack of planning, lack of experience, and lack of information, which is a shame because in this day and age, we have so many existing solutions, whether that be satellites, thermal imaging, past historical data, or even wildfire simulations. But none of them are available to the general public, to you. All of these are very hard to come by, and very hard to use, and very hard to understand, which is why we created FlameShift. FlameShift is a wildfire suppression, guidance, and planning system. Our mission, turning data into defense. Let's say you are a team of local firefighters. You have just spotted a fire. Simply open FlameShift from any of your devices, and it will automatically pull up data for your current location. You can then use the brush tool and tell us where the winds are blowing, where the fires are, just like this. You can then click on the button for Generate, and FlameShift will immediately tell you a prediction of where the fire will move.
In turn, you can use this information to make informed decisions in planning. We also have plans in the future to support a fire suppression guidance system where we will take in your conditions and tell you how to best deal with a fire. FlameShift works by integrating many existing infrastructure and information, such as geographical data from maps, fire forest density, forest data, climate data from satellites, and past wildfire data. All of this data is crammed into a deep inverse convolutional neural network and out comes a prediction on our website. FlameShift was born as we saw a market opportunity in the very, very large market in Thailand. Easily enough money to make a difference. And this money is only going up as wildfire tech is on a momentum in both supply and demand, especially in the wildfire monitoring and management sector. Our solution is unique in that it does not need any new data nor new infrastructure. We are using what is already there. We are ready to implement. Compared to other competitors, we are cost effective and also we are very citizen friendly. Anyone with our prior technical knowledge can use our app. With an initial investment of 4 plus 2 million baht, we promise to triple your planning time, give you 20% more area back, and lessen your economic burden by 54 million baht. The people who benefit from FlameShifts are both the locals, fire teams, and governments. Speaking of, we are a business-to-government model. We aim to sell to local authorities, particularly in the provinces in the north of Thailand and other affected areas. We charge an annual fee of 300,000 baht, roughly 2% of their annual budget. For our financial numbers, we plan to generate 2.7 million baht revenue per year at an adoption rate of 15% in Thailand alone. This comes out to a payback period of 3.9 years. In terms of our implementation, we divide it into 3 phases with products, pilots, and market expansion. Our KPI will be forest area savings. In the first phase, we have already conducted research in terms of feasibility, and we've also got the opportunity to actually go to Chiang Mai and talk to the people who are actually fighting the fires. In the next 3 months, we plan to roll out to Chiang Mai. In the next 6 months, we plan to roll out to Chiang Rai, Loi, Ubon Ratchathani, and Tak to test our models on various climate conditions. In 9 months, we plan to roll out to 21 provinces across Thailand out of the 64 provinces affected by wildfires. We've also done our stakeholder research to find people who align with us in both ideals and vision. We've also done our risk and mitigation analysis as seen here. In the long run, we plan to expand our markets to the Southeast Asia market due to the similar forest types and similar climates. We also plan after that to expand to other regions ranked by their CAGR market size percentage. Our solution integrates 5 SDG goals, with the main one being SDG 13, climate action, and SDG 15, life on land. Our team consists of 3 people, all from different universities and from different expertise. All of us have enough experience in our respective fields to ensure that we can turn data into defense. We are FlameShift. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the Thailand. This is a FlameShift. And right now it's time for the question Q&A session time. 10 minutes start.
Thank you so much, FlameShift. So my question is on data entry. First of all, I have 2 questions. One is you say there is a use of previous data, right? To which, can you elaborate on that? What do you mean? Where is that access? 2 is for those who do not have the technology to input the data. Say, for example, a villager faces fire in her home. What happens?
Those are actually 2 very good questions. In terms of data input for just how our model works, we take in historical data. The actual prediction algorithm is an AI, but the data that we feed into the AI is actually based on a physical simulation. We use that simulation to generate data for the AI to kind of mimic it. This results in a low cost and also a high response time. In terms of locals, this was actually our main goal of developing FlameShift, because there have been reports where locals, they see a fire coming. You see a big fire and then they panic and they do something called fight fire with fire. They lit a fire from their house to burn out all the fuel. This does make it so that they don't get burnt, but it also burns the area around them, other people. And so for this, as long as you have internet access and your province has already subscribed to Flameshift, you can use Flameshift just from your browser, from anywhere with internet access.
So if you don't have internet access, what happens?
That is sadly one of the limitations for our products because the simulations take a lot of computation, and we've already explored solutions of setting compute centers, but they are way too costly and not financially viable.
2 questions, please. One, so the interface is iPad or mobile phone is possible?
Any device that can access Google can access Flameshift.
I see, okay. Can you think about this to make it predictive in the sense that you don't need to see the fire, but let's say, you feel that the weather is quite dry, and I'm the villager and I feel that it's, quite dry and I want to make sure or I want to understand whether there's a risk of fire. Is that possible or not? Or you need to see the fire first?
That was actually a question that a lot of people, they ask us. Why do we need to solve the problem when it's already happened when we can prevent it from the first place? The answer that we've been trying for a long time. There has been so many research into this. The problem is that a lot of the times, the cause, sometimes they are humans, and a lot of times they are random. So even in research in current years, we are not able to predict it. An alternative solution may be to monitor the area more closely with something like an IoT sensor. But from our research and literature review, current technology does not permit an economically feasible way to do this.
So how does your technology prevent false alarm? Smoke from the nearby campfire or control fire?
Currently, we don't actually have any support for that. But in the future, we do plan to integrate existing IoT data. As forest rangers, they routinely use drone technology and fire technology. And we also have the satellites such as the Aqua and Terra, which have an orbital period of 20 hours. These are able to detect and alarm whether the fire that you see is real or not.
Have you had a chance to discuss with the government agencies or local communities? And what's, yeah.
Could you repeat the question again?
Have you ever have a chance to discuss this project with the government agencies or local communities?
The government agency, not yet, but local community we have done in Chiang Mai. We talked to volunteers who used to be in the fire team. So we discussed about the pain point, the proof of concept, and also the efficiency and performance of our system.
Yeah, that's because the geographical and many data that you have to use it probably is not up to date from the government agency. You have to discuss with them to be up to date. Otherwise, IoT might not work.
Okay, thanks. Got it.
Can I have one more question on the business model, please? I see it flip back and forth, but I don't quite understand yet. Who is your customer?
Our customer is local governance, or in Thai is calledอบจ องค์การบริหารส่วนตำบล
Right, and you're gonna ask them to subscribe. Can you explain your revenue stream?
Okay, so our main revenue stream come from the subscription model. So theอบจ or local government have to pay us yearly, and this money come from the annual report that each province will get from the main government อยู่แล้ว
To further elaborate on this, many of especially in the northern provinces and provinces that suffer from wildfires, they get an annual fire management fund, and we base our price based on their budget. And so if a province has subscribed to us, our service will be available for that province.
For unlimited number of users?
Yes.
And also automatically update every year if we have the new version.
Can we go see your other, where? Okay, this is.
I understand it may come as a surprise, but the good thing about AI technologies compared to things like IoT is that we don't have to spend a lot. The bulk of the money is on the initial investment. After that, the software is ready. The computation cost is not negligible, but it's not in the scale of like millions and anything. So we can afford to give somewhat unlimited use to our users.
So maybe if I go to the fundamentals here, what inspired you to do this project? I mean, fire and youth, what's the connection?
To be honest, I just love Chiang Mai, and I went to Chiang Mai every year for the winter season. But sadly, last year we have drama about wildfire, so that's why we start to think about what caused fire, why it happened in only Chiang Mai and in Thailand, and why everyone like us, or including you, students, college, and citizens, should care about this. And we saw the business opportunity that we all have many existing data in infrastructure, but we haven't used it before, and that's why technology should come to leverage the wildfire technology in Thailand.
Have you looked at competitors? Like in California, where there's a lot of fire, what kind of technology do they use?
Yes, actually. Let me just... Okay, never mind. The funny thing is that we are actually using technology. I've mentioned that there are already existing fire simulations. Those are called there's two. There's FireSim from Google and Farsight, which is used internationally. Both of them are open source. The problem with these two is that they are very slow. You are running calculations as if the fire was something like water, fluid dynamics. And a lot of the times they weren't viable. So older approaches would just be statistical things, modeling things as waveforms. I'm not going to go into the details. The point is that with the development of AI technology, we can create an AI model to mimic these simulations, to make it so that it is cost efficient, it does not take in as much compute, and it can be deployed distributively like this.
So, have time for my question. I know that you love Chiang Mai so much. You go there every year and you have planned to expand your business, in that region. Have you ever thought about, expanding or introducing your technology to other countries and, how you're going to get people there to use it? How much do you know about the, local law or regulations?
Okay, so the most important thing is to study about other regions' regulations so we can implement the AI technology. So first of all, we target first wave in Asia Pacific and Southeast Asia, but there is one fact that the AI technology in Asia is very early stage, so there is no regulation. We just contact the partner and local governments, and our second wave target the USA, especially North American, but the regulation is quite complex because the law, it depends on the stage. And the third wave is in Europe, but in Europe it's quite hard because we have rigid regulations that the AI technology application should execute at least 2 years or publish in scientific paper around 24 months before it will be able to use in Europe.
Sharing a bit from the technical side, other countries in Southeast Asia also have a similar forest type and climate, which makes it so that it will be our first and easiest target to expand to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Frame Shift from Thailand. Thank you for your time, for your present as well. So distinguished guys, up next, we're coming up with our fourth team. Welcome, Thale Chai from Thailand.
Good morning, judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken from Princess Chulaponsai High School student. I'm just a little boy. If during the present I will I'm so sorry. Okay, today I would like to present the CCAS evaporation device. Everyone knows that nowadays we are facing to the climate change, everyone know they coming with a lot of problems, such as the iceberg melting, the high temperature, but it also have the one problem that everyone doesn't know. It's about the seagrass. Everyone, when hear the seagrass, it will be like, what is this? The seagrass is just grass, but it's in the ocean. And it's decreasing in the many area in the earth. And you will wonder why, what is the seagrass, why it's important, why we should protect them. First of all, it is the food for the marine life, such as the turtle, manatee, and it also be the nursery habitat from the fish, shrimp, and crab. So this is the ecosystem that very good, and we can use it for the fishing. So another advantage of the seagrass that it can throw the carbon up to 35 times faster than the rainforest at the same size of area. Even though it just covers less than 0.1% of the seafloor, it's just a little, but it can absorb 10% of the carbon that can absorb in the ocean. This sounds good, and we just imagine that the seagrass population become 1% of the seafloor. It will absorb the more of carbon, and we can use this for the carbon credit. And before we have a plan to plant that, we will used to know how we survey and plan for this. Today practice, we use the drone and scuba diving, but it have several problems. The first, from the drone, they was noisy and have the energy problem and the cost. Also, as the scuba diving, that have an implicit cost and also coming with a human error. So we introduce the seagrass exploration device that's coming with a monitor from Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi as a processor. The Raspberry Pi is that like the computer inside of your credit card, coming with a pH sensor, soil nutrient sensor, LiDAR sensor, and temperature sensor. Okay, let me explain about the LiDAR sensor. LiDAR sensor is a sensor that will measure the distance between the object and the sensor. After we get that, we can make it into the 3D map to see how tall, how large of the seagrass. So how it works? It works in the 4 simple steps. The first one is setting up on the board, like the picture, and then we will ride the board to the place that we want to scan, and scan it to see the results. The result is come into the 3D map that easy to understand, and we will have the density map to see how the seagrass in the area, and we will prediction the seagrass in next 1 year by the environment that we measure in that time. So the impact of this project, it will improve the environmental planning. We can planning for the planting, and we also have the simplified carbon credit calculation, because we know how tall of it, how large of it, we can calculation it simply. And third, we can support for the sustainable development, because the seagrass can grow over the year. The next 5 years is still, and 10 years is also still. So the comparison, we offer the lower price, and we use the LiDAR technology, and we have the flexible, so we can adjust and modify our device and have an optional function to predict the seagrass growth and the environment measurement. And so we output the 3D map and density map that's easy to understand and don't need the expert to watching this. So the unit inside, we use the LiDAR, we have a lower price, we have 3D display that user-friendly, and we have the sustainable, and to make the sustainable environmental. For the market side, we use the plan for the B2B, B2G, and local government. For the main target, we will target the country that have a small land area, but have the industrial potential, such as Japan, South Korea, Singapore. They have the industrial potential, but they have a little of the land area, so they don't have a area to plant the tree. So the seagrass have a better ability to absorb. Why not they should plant them more? And another at the company engage in the carbon trading and our environment credit environmentative. So our plan, we will going to the Stone province, and then we go to the south division of Thailand and go all of the Thailand, and then we go to the nearby country, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, and then we will go to North American and Europe. So the financial projection, we predict that we can sell over 5,000 in the next 6 years. This is our team. We are just students, but we have a passion to make it real. That's all of my team, Chalechai. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Talita from Thailand. And now it's time to Q&A session time. 10 minutes start right now.
So how long will your device last? And how do you repair or maintain it? How much does it cost, for you to maintain and repair, like a maintenance cost?
For the repair, we can just buying a new part, because it can modify, so you can buy the parts that the part that cannot use, so we can just buy the new one and change. So it just a little and up to what part it cannot use.
And how long does it last?
Okay, it can use for the 6 hours long. Yes.
Okay. And I saw your presentation that you are planning to expand your technology, your business to China and Japan, right? How will you ensure that your device would work and function in different, water condition?
Normally, the seagrass use the same of environmental to grow and life. So we believe that it can use in everywhere in the earth.
Thank you. This is a very interesting project, the solution for the decarbonizations, and I just want to curious about, do you have the map or the grid map that you're drawing? Where's the showing up on that? Yeah, why you choose the map on that? Why?
Because it's easy to see that everyone know how tall it is, how large of this.
And is it offshore? How far of it? How deep of that? Because it depends on how deep or how far from the onshore.
Again, please.
I just mentioned about your device. The feature of the device will be sensing how deep of that. Yeah.
It can go up to like 100 meter, but the seagrass is just on the 1 to 3 deeper water, so it's easy, and we can do it.
Okay, and beyond your solutions of the functions of your device, I just want to ask about the carbon credit that you thinking about to commercialize or scaling up to the selling the carbon credit after you're doing the things like beyond the device. Do you have that? Selling the carbon credit that you making on the sea glass.
We just make the machine for the planning to the organize to plan them by themselves. So this just for the planning, not the plan by ourselves.
Yeah, but you think about it commercialize, that will be beyond your device. You can make the carbon credit or make the money from them after this.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Two questions, please. One, what is your business model? Who are you selling this service to? Are you selling as service or are you selling as equipment? That's the first question. Okay. Second, it's a very good thing to have monitoring tools, but the real problem is actually about rising temperature of the sea, and therefore seagrass and also pollution in the sea. Therefore, seagrass cannot grow as much as it used to. So, do you have any idea on solving that problem beyond just monitoring? Right now, you're talking about monitoring tool, right? Two questions.
Okay, the first one we sell it as the equipment, and the next question that you ask is how can we handle that? Okay, our program can predict, as you see this one, we predict after 1 year how it grow. So we have the environmental that we measuring at that time, so we can see what's going wrong right now and if it can grow up. So when it have the 2 or 3 more temperature in that area, so the prediction will be the red one. So in the area that I go is water green. I don't have the picture. So it can find what happening in the sea by the sensor that we have to planning for handle all of that.
How about your business model? The equipment, how much you're going to sell it for, and how much would it cost you to build?
We will sell that to the $1,350 US, and we buy for
how much
our
would
cost,
it cost you? Yeah.
It will cost like the $1,000 US. So yes.
And that would have the monitoring screen in the same equipment?
Yes.
Really? Where would the monitoring screen be? It would be on the boat and go.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
can get the memory card from the Raspberry Pi to put it into your computer and see that all of that in your computer too.
Okay, so going back to your business model, I want to ask about the market size, if you have actually thought about this. So in your comparison, there is another altimeter that does it,
Yes.
right? How much do they occupy the market? Do they have the majority control? How much equipment is sold? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know, but you project that you're going to sell 5,000.
Yes.
Why that number?
We think from the climate change, every country should have the awareness and would like to buy our device because of it's a new one and nobody make it now. So.
But why 5,000? Why not 4,000? Why not 6? Why 5,000? Why that number?
ทำไมขายได้5,000 I don't know. I'm so sorry, but I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. And so we would like to give a big round of applause for one more time. So
Okay, thank you for this great opportunity to open this presentation. I want to tell you one real quick. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world, but can you imagine the Burj Khalifa is building by the food waste? Yes, the fact is in the one big city, the total amount of food waste can as high as a Burj Khalifa. But this is not just a story. I'm talking about my hometown, Malang City, East Java, Indonesia. By the empirics data that Malang City contributes up to 59.2 tons food waste per day, and if we compare it with the another waste, food and organic waste have a biggest contribution. And the lag in the management and the processing of the food waste into valuable product can producing 23.68 tons per day of carbon emission. And as we know, the lack of the limited facilities in sorting, processing, and management of food waste can bring a dangerous impact, such as pollution from decomposed food waste, economic loss from unprocessed food waste, and the loss of social responsibility. And how about their perception? Mrs. Sri Hartatik and Mrs. Yosi are representation of the people of Malang City in Indonesia. But the fact is not all of us have a different understanding how to manage their food waste. And they are looking for the platform that easy to use to facilitate leftover and gaining added income from the food waste management. And eco-living have a significant contribution to make valuable and usable product. We can concept the balance of the environmental, social, and economic aspect from the 5 priorities aspect to make our community can be a zero waste pioneer for sustainability. And this is our core activity that's starting from collecting and processing food waste until using earthworm to compost waste and turning into biopellet and compost production. And to make our activity more easily and practically, we are Eco-Living proudly present Eco-Living platform that integrated website that optimize management food waste and bioproduct selling. And this is step-by-step eco-living platform that is first is housewife must complete the deposit food waste feature, and then after that eco-living team will pick up the food waste, and in this step we using a sorting system that estimate the production and type of processing of food waste. And after waste collect we do earthworm process. Then why the earthworm? As we know that earthworm are the decomposing animals, it has a protein content more than 70% and high economic value. And besides that, earthworm can break down food waste to become a highly quality compost. And this is eco-living products such as dry earthworm, compost, and earthworm powder. And our best product is BioPeo. BioPeo is biopellet that made from the highly nutritious Vietnamese feed made from selected earthworm as raw material, and this product have a high nutrient and high fat content. And this is our product pricing. We have 3 packets. The first is size 5 kilogram, size 10 kilogram, and size 30 kilogram. And the best product is a size 10 kilogram that have a total selling 48%.
So this is our income and profit of our business. There are a total profit, payback period, BEP, ABC, and RPC ratio. The total of revenue is 1,771. And then BioPeo is a superior than other product because BioPeo has a higher nutrition content and then have a low prices. So this is our testing and feedback from our customer that 80% of respondents say if the BioPeo have a higher nutrition content and affordable prices. And beside that, 60% of respondents agree that BioPeo can be used to be the alternative of biopellet. And we use the thumb to analyze a market size of biofuel. So we go to the marketing style. In this marketing style, this is our strategy to selling the biofuel. We have a quarter 1 until quarter 4. That quarter 1 is we produce the biofuel and then continue to quarter 2 until quarter 4 to selling the biofuel. And this is the implement a circular of economy of eco-living that start from collecting food waste from housewife and then finish to give fresh money to them from involvement. So this is our impact that start from 2023, we successful to manage 150 housewives and we can reduce 700 food waste. And more than 22 stakeholders that collaborating and support eco-living to increase the food waste. And this is our team to solve problem, and we from the different background. There is Zulfikar, Christophus, Niwayan, and me. And we proudly to show that we have an integrated system as a win-win solution to optimize food waste as easily and practically. This is our documentation, and thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Eco Living Community from Indonesia. And right now it's time to Q&A session time, 10 minutes short.
So, how do you ensure that you will have a stable supply chain for both, earthworm and shrimp farm?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. How we can know we have that because in Malang City that have a lot of food waste and every day we have a lot of food waste and every day we using compost that make earthworm and from the earthworm we process it into the bio pellet. So every day we have a bio pellet and every day when the customer want to buy a bio pellet we have to bring it to the customer.
Okay, so what is your carbon footprint to produce this product compared with, regular food waste reduction, system?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
I mean, for your process, for your system, does it create carbon footprint at all compared with, the traditional approach?
Okay, how we manage it to compare it with the other? We use a traditional approach to the people. So food carbon footprint that we made from the productivity from the earthworm to the bio pellet that can increase and we don't need to hot to processing it.
What is the key success factor of this project?
3 key factors?
Key success factor. The key success factor.
I think the key success factor is our housewife. That housewife is our partner with housewife that can supply our food waste. So if housewife cannot supply the food waste, we cannot to work this business right like that. Yeah.
To make the business, you have to think about the qualifications or specifications of the inputs of feedstock that might contaminate from the hazardous material. Do you have something like concern about that or taste the specification before you put into the process?
Yes, we make a qualification food waste that what is food waste we make to compost and what the food waste we make to compost and then we give it to the earthworm. So not any food waste we make the compost, and then that compost we give to earthworm. But the qualification food waste, just food waste like the organic banana fields like that, we use it to compost, and that compost we give to earthworm. And the food waste like a rice, and the another one we use it just like a compost. So that is a qualification to make our product have a high quality than the other product.
Okay, thank you.
Two questions, always two questions. One, I saw your one of the slides, the iPad looking. What do you use that for, right? The second, can you detail out your cost for this operation? For example, the cost of picking up the food waste and, the cost along the whole operation. Thank you.
Okay. What is we website used to? We have two general function of the website. The first is to collect data from household, how many food waste they want to bring to us. And the first is they must complete the deposit food waste feature. And after that, and after household complete that feature, our team will collect that waste to our community to processing it. And the second feature is to selling the product. And our product is many, but the best seller is by PO, and sell our product by the website, by this platform.
Second question about the cost along the whole process.
Okay, next. Okay, the cost of the whole process we have, we classified the cost of the three. The first is fixed cost, second is variable cost, and the third is conditional cost. The first cost.
No, don't be theoretical. Okay, for example, when the housewife said that she has 10 kilos of waste, you need someone to go pick up, right?
Yes.
How do you pay them? Also, do you pay for the food waste from that housewife? How much do you pay in each step?
Okay, we pay the housewife is per 1 kilogram is 20,000 rupiah, I think. Yeah, I think it's 2 USD. Yeah, like that.
2 USD per kilo. That's great. I would sell you. Okay, and then you pay the guy who pick up also? The guy who go to the houses, how much do you pay them?
So we is a social enterprise. So it's not we pay our team is not per he pick up, but per month like that. Yeah, per month. So not per he pick up the food waste like that.
Okay, so I want to ask you, going back to your slide that you said it takes about 2 to 3 days for the earthworm to process, in relative to how much ton of waste, how much waste does it need to, what's the rate of the waste and the days to which it takes for the earthworm to process?
Okay. Per day we range the food waste we process it 10 until 20 kilogram per day, that quality food waste.
So about 20 kilograms that the earthworms could process.
Yes.
Okay. And then how many housewives, home housewives, because that's the key success factor. How many do you have in your community?
So we have 150 housewives that collaborating in this community like that.
And my final question is, the alternatives of this. Are there other ways in which, in your community, in which waste is being processed apart from using earthworms?
Actually, the housewife can call us from WhatsApp because they have our number. So it's just not from platform, but also can direct to call us from WhatsApp.
So the question is, what's the alternative? If they don't ask you to pick up and use the earthworm, what are the other ways to which they can actually process the waste?
Okay, when the food household that don't collect to us, we will collaborate it with the restaurant and the hospitality to processing their waste, food waste. And every day, every industry will have food waste, so that we will collaborate with that, and we will still processing earthworm and to make a bioproduct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Eco Living Community Forum Indonesia. Right now, distinguished guests, we come out for our Team 6 from Philippines. Please give a round of applause for Apula.
Sawadee Krab, Thailand. Welcome to the Sustainability Expo 2024. I'm Jom from the Philippines and representing Team Apula. Yeah, we could see here the Philippines. Now, 4 years ago, I was pitching a project, but not yet on this SX stage, but in the northern Philippines, full of forests that conserves different trees, different natural things, and serves as like an economic and tourism hub. However, just a few days after, specifically in February 11, 2020, a devastating forest fire started there. It burned 1,000 hectares of land in just 12 days, causing $35,000 in losses. And this is just not about the money that was lost or my safety, but this is about the loss of livelihood, degraded air and water quality, and the loss of biodiversity. Since then, from 2020 to 2023, the Philippines have lost 46,900 hectares of land, nearly a third of Bangkok's size. And in the ASEAN region, specifically in Indonesia and Thailand, there are multiple forest fires specifically for this year's. In Thailand, Indonesia having PM 2.5 levels high and more caused by forest fires. And unfortunately, the worst thing is that the Philippines has yet to produce an innovative solution for early fire detection and suppression that is abiding to sustainability, effectiveness, and early action. Now, the question is, how can we control the fires in the forest in the earliest time, the most sustainable method, and the most cost-efficient way? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pride to present Apula, an IoT-based early warning and response system for forest fires using fish waste-based foam extinguishers. Apula directly helps SDG 12, SDG 13, and SDG 15. Apula, derived from the Filipino word that means to prevent. It's an IoT-based device that is for smart detection for forest fires, as well as suppressing fires. It includes different sensors to monitor flames, heat, and fire. Also, it has GPS for location tracking and can be accessible by the users and to the personnel. Also, Apula has this foam made from fish scales that will act as an immediate fire suppressant or first line of defense until help arrives. Now, Apula has two parts, which is the sensors and the fire extinguishers. So this is the Apula sensors. It is strategically placed across the forest to have maximum detection of the forest fires, integrating triangulation. Now, if all indicators of fire are sensed by this Apula sensor, these data are transferred to the next part, which is the Apula fire extinguisher, whereas the fish scale-based foam extinguishers are released. And now here is the connections of the different technology inside Apula. So we will be using GPS for location tracking of the different materials, as well as LoRa technology for seamless connection even in rural areas. And all of these technologies are interconnected in an application accessible by mobile and web. Now, you might be wondering, so what would be the role of the fish scales in this product? So we will be using fish scales for fire extinguisher, which is derived from the Philippine national fish, which is bangus, or in English, it is milkfish. It contains 40% to 55% of protein content that can be synthesized to create a stable foam effective for smothering flames. Now, in this method, it is noted that the 30% of the Philippine wet market waste are from fish scales. So if we are gonna integrate this kind of method, we are applying circular economy, applying the process of from waste to resource. And now, personally, our team tried to extract protein from the fish scales, and this includes the different processes from mixing, soaking, drying, up until testing. Now, to be noted that the Philippines ranked 10 globally for fisheries, producing 4 million tons of fishes by 2022 alone. And by having this high-scale adoption, it is very significant. And now, here is the web and the mobile application of Apula. Then, unit selling is the primary income for the business. So the customer will be paying for the Apula products, and the profit will be sliced to the producers of the raw materials, and the other profits will be returning to us, the team, as well as the shareholders or the partners for this product. And now, here is the competitive analysis stating the different existing technologies in mitigating forest fires. So we could see here that in terms of cost, Apula and the drone technology win in this round. However, if we're going to assess different criteria such as autonomous, response time, and eco-friendliness, we could see that Apula win in this round. Next, in order to have like the maximum detection of forest fire, we are going to apply installation strategic positioning criteria. So it will be including assigning different risk zone in the different areas of a forest. So if a specific area in a forest is in high risk, it means that we need more priority in installing Apula in there. And here are the price breakdown for the different materials. And this is a comparative analysis. For example, in Thailand in 2020, there is about 17,000 USD per hectare worth of damage. But if there would be Team Apula, there would be a 30,000 US dollar savings on that. For future implementation, we plan to apply Apula to the chemical and electrical fires for industrial and household urban fire causes, as well as using fish scales as fire retardant coating, searching for other protein-rich materials, and use Apula for forest health monitoring, predictive fire modeling, and reforestation support. And now, here are the milestones for Team Apula from 2024, which is focusing on the prototype, from 2025 for the pilot testing, and for the further years for the gaining the market and for the customers. And these are more future checkpoints for Team Apula. 4 years ago, I was pitching a project before a forest fire started to burn the place. However, in the Sustainability Expo 2024, we are here to present the igniting solution, Apula. Once again, I'm Jom, representing the Philippines.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Philippines, for your time. And now it's time to Q&A session. Start.
Thank you very much, Apula, for your presentation. So one of the contingent factors here is the placement of the sensor. So how do you actually explain the fact that that means that you need to make the effort to place the sensor in the right place, which you probably don't know where the fire is going to take place? So can you tell me how you connect the dot between, the probability of where to place the sensor?
Yes.
Thank you for that question. Kinda,
Back. Sige, back.
Thank you for that question once again. If you can see in our PowerPoint presentation, we have presented a installation strategic positioning criteria. Now that criteria will show you, will give us aid in categorizing whether this area is high risk, medium risk, and low risk. Now, depending on the risk assessment, for example, if an area is high risk, we'll be putting more sensors and more extinguishers in there compared to medium risk and low risk. The criteria includes historical data findings, the vegetation in that area, as well as the topography, the wind patterns, access and response times, environmental conditions, which I believe will help us predict whether that area is high risk zone for fires.
And also to add on that information, one of the strengths of the Philippines in forest health monitoring is actually having historical data. Based on AFOCO, which is an organization of Asian forest organizations, one of the weaknesses of the Philippines is actually technology. But one of the strengths is having historical data. So through this historical data, we could use to apply this on our criteria in putting proper placement of Apola throughout the forest.
My next question, and probably the last question, is the fish scale. How efficient is it to actually extinguish the flames? Do you have experimented with this as a product in terms of advocating for it as being the solution to the fire?
Yes, exactly. So fish scales is, number one, is established as a waste in the Philippine market. So earlier, before we were presenting this innovation to you guys, we were able to interview different fish vendors in our country. And one of the things that they say is that they throw out these fish scales because it has no use at all. However, journals prove that these fish scales can be applied into a circular economy model, whereas the fish scales can be used, number one, as a fire retardant coating or material for different materials such as hollow blocks or different architectural things, for it to be very fire retardant. However, our team actually tried to extract protein from the fish scales and tried testing it with flames. And in this testing process, this is the protein extracted from the fish scale we gathered from the Philippines. And through the fire thingy there, we could see that the flames doesn't really touch the protein or doesn't really ignite. So we see this as a promising content as a foam extinguisher for our product, and as well as being biodegradable and friendly at the same time.
Quite a few questions, very interesting. The first one is, what is the area of coverage of your sensor? Yeah. Second one, how are you going to provide energy to your equipment? And third, how are you going to make the fish scale inject out the foam, and how long does the fish scale last in your equipment?
What's the last question?
For the first question, if I may ask, may you repeat the first question?
The first question is about the energy and the scope, the area that one machine can cover. The second one is about the source of energy, and the third one is about the shelf life of fish scale and how you're going to make foam out of it when there's fire.
So for the scope of sensors, Apola sensors has multitude of sensors, from flame sensor to carbon monoxide sensor and up to the temperature sensor.
How many square meter can it cover?
Based on our research, it can cover 10 meters. One sensor can cover 10 meters in radius per sensor. Now, if you're talking about the power supply, we can consider using supercapacitors, which has a longer lifespan than battery and are much more eco-friendly.
So you're going to go around the forest to change your battery? Yeah?
Yes, initially, yes, because that is our plan. However, we see this as an opportunity to create more jobs for people.
Okay.
And in
Maybe,
addition,
maybe think about using other clean energy. Yeah. Okay. Third one, the fish scale. How does it work? How long does it last? And how can you emit the foam out of your equipment?
Okay, that's a good question. So protein-based foam extinguishers is actually in the market right now, but what's actually missing is the integration of fish scales as a protein from the foam extinguisher. So how are we going to release this foam from the product? So these foam extinguishers is actually have a concentrate. So there would be at least 6% of protein, then 94% of water in it. And there will be more surfactants and other chemicals that can help to provide further shelf life to the product. And besides the chemicals inside, the covering of it would also extend the lifespan of the product. So we are aiming that this fire extinguisher could extend its lifespan up until 10 years.
So are there any similar products in the market at the moment?
Yes, there are similar products in the market at the moment, such as the AFFF. It is also like a foam-based fire extinguisher. However, these foams are made from proteins that are synthesized in labs and not extracted from any living materials.
Okay. So do you have plans to expand your business to other countries?
Absolutely, we plan to extend this to other countries because like what we've said or like what we've known, Asia doesn't really have the major problem of forest fires since we are mostly occupied by typhoons and earthquakes. However, in other countries such as Australia, Canada, they will be needing this kind of technology in order to help them save more of their property damages.
And have you ever thought about the plans to expand it? And you think that a fish foam would be problematic for Australia?
Okay, so first of all, if we've talked about the planning, yes, we indeed plan. So if you can see in our milestones, we plan to perfect the high fidelity prototype and implement it regionally first so that we can adjust things so that it will be viable to the international market. And then in the following years, we'll be gathering investors, customers, publicity, so that our product will be viable and reliable in the other countries. As for the supply of fish market, we also see this as an opportunity for our country and your country as well. Since we are all near the bodies of oceans, we're able to provide for those kind of things.
I'm asking the last questions about inaction in the area that you selected already. What's going to be the challenging factor if you have to implement in the area of forestation that you selected with the stakeholder or the others function? What's going to be the key success factor or challenging factor if you implement it?
Honestly, the most challenging factor of our product is its survivability in the forest. We know that the forest is very unknown. We might encounter wild beasts, heavy storms. However, we are planning to give more iterative tests for this so that we can improve it in durability, in connectivity, in the usage of clean energy, clean power, as well as the business models and business approaches.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Apula from Philippines. Distinguished guests, so for the next group, this is our last group for this competition, and they from Philippines as well. So please give a round of applause for Team Blue Ocean Eagles.
I want you to close your eyes for a second and imagine snorkeling underwater. Try to picture coral reefs. Now, open your eyes. Did you imagine looking at something like this? Something very colorful and vibrant. Sadly, in many coastal areas in the Philippines, that's not what you'll find. Instead, you'll be met with this. Corals that are bleached, dull, and lifeless, victims of widespread destruction and climate change. What was once an underwater paradise is now struggling to survive. Despite our nation's rich marine resources, many are unaware of the extent of the damage happening beneath these waves. It sparked our urgency to protect what remains, especially as the Philippines, being an archipelago, is a biodiversity hotspot in the Coral Triangle. This highlights a critical solution that we Filipinos lack: ocean literacy. It's time that we focus on the ocean's influence on our lives and our role in safeguarding it. In other archipelagic countries, they have integrated ocean literacy in their systems. For instance, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Indonesia have incorporated ocean literacy so deeply into their systems, such as in their programs, education curriculum, and policies. However, unlike these countries, the Philippines has made very minimal investments in promoting ocean literacy. It is nearly absent from our educational curriculum. Existing initiatives, mostly led by NGOs, can only do so much. And this is where students come in, specifically those in secondary level, our primary target market. By equipping them with knowledge and engaging with them through experiential learning, we aim to turn them into stewards for change. And we believe that the best way to engage students is through a gamified experiential learning that allows interaction for our ocean ecosystems, both digitally and physically. Because research shows that interactive learning, such as augmented reality, boosts engagement and retention, enabling students to explore ecosystems and learn about conservation in a fun way. With this, we ask the question: how might we strengthen ocean literacy among students and elevate their role in marine conservation through gamified learning?
Introducing Tidal Tales, an augmented reality adventure set in real coastal communities. This immersive game teaches teens about climate change and ocean ecosystems through exploration and interaction. Tidal Tales begins with Phase 1, an educational field trip that combines real-world exploration with AR-based learning. Students visit coastal locations, unlocking stories and minigames tied to environmental challenges. Using their smartphones, students discover AR overlays of local wildlife, objects, and virtual characters. These overlays guide them through interactive lessons about the area's environmental and cultural significance, making the real-world locations come alive with learning. At each learning station, students meet a virtual community expert, like a fisherman or sea patroller, who teaches about climate change issues through mini-games. These mini-games reinforce ocean conservation topics, offering a hands-on way to learn. After completing each station, students earn badges, tidal tokens, and key knowledge. The field journal tracks each student's journey, showcasing badges earned, environmental lessons, and photos from the trip. It summarizes their experience and highlights the collective impact their school has made on the community. After the field trip, Tidal Tales continues its partnership with schools, extending the experience into a year-long program. Schools integrate regular environmental action days, leveraging awareness events like Earth Day into their calendar. So students now participate in missions such as community cleanups or advocacy campaigns, where they apply what they learned in Phase 1. Each mission rewards additional badges and tidal tokens, which students can exchange for discounts or donations to and from our partners. This system encourages continuous engagement both inside and outside of school. An impact dashboard visualizes the collective environmental efforts of students throughout the year, tracking metrics within their missions. This data fosters school pride, shows measurable progress, and recognizes prominent students. It also features a virtual ecosystem that students help maintain based on their missions. This ecosystem improves with consistent engagement, but deteriorates without action, motivating ongoing participation and stewardship.
So aside from its direct players, Tidal Tales will drive value through strategic partnerships across multiple sectors. We have educational institutions, government agencies, private companies, NGOs, and of course, the tourism spots. Moving on to our revenue, one of our main revenue stream will come from the educational institutions itself when we organize extracurricular and education programs mentioned during the two phases earlier. But before that, Tidal Tales will initially rely on seed grants and early-stage partnerships to kickstart funding for its capital. So, as a game forms multiple partnerships, secondary revenue streams, such as admission fees, advertisements, tidal tokens, and educational packages, will be gradually taking the center stage. Now, as we gain traction, these secondary revenue streams will become the primary sources of income for continuous sustainability. We can now monetize the tidal tokens that we've mentioned earlier by creating a hybrid earn and purchase model that incentivizes additional spending and engagement that will be through revenue share with partner merchants, as tidal tokens can be redeemed for discounts in purchasing merch, either online or at physical platforms from our partners, and real-world impact donations to our partners, which can not only be made by the tidal tokens earned by the players, but also be bought in-game. Now, let's take a look at the projected financial growth and ROI over the 5 years. In year 1, revenue and expenses are balanced with a 0% ROI. By year 2, revenue outpaces expenses, creating positive net income and growing ROI. By year 5, of course, we aim to reach 191.4% cumulative ROI, reflecting consistent revenue growth, turning investment into profitability with a solid, sustainable growth trajectory. Now, over the 3 years, Tidal Tales will also progress through 3 phases, such as the game development, launching, and expansion. Our solution also aligns with 3 key SDGs, such as climate action, life below water, and quality education. Now, I want you to close your eyes one last time. Imagine snorkeling underwater again, and this time, the coral reefs are vibrant again. This vision can become a reality, but only if we reconnect through ocean literacy. And thank you. We are Team Blue Ocean Eagles, bringing you the next solution to ocean literacy and climate adaptation, Tidal Tales.
Thank you so much. This is our last team for in Philippines. And so right now it's time for a Q&A session time, so please.
How do you keep the how do you keep the game fun and engaging while the learners, playing, learning about marine life?
So to ensure our game remains engaging and effective over time, we focus on dynamic content, continuous learning, and sustained player motivation. So our tiered badge system actually plays a key role here. So instead of allowing players to accumulate just infinite badges, we implement a progression system. Badges are earned and upgraded based on the player's participation in the missions. So this starts from bronze, progressing to silver, and then gold. This encourages players to return and engage with missions, aiming for the higher tiers. Additionally, the missions hosted by various NGOs and other organizations introduce new learning opportunities tied to real-world environmental events. This keeps the experience fresh and relevant.
Okay. And have you consulted other people or your partners before you come up with the game? I mean, the design of the game, the sequences, the bonus.
I've consulted with game design professors for this. So they gave me a lot of pointers on how to keep it sustained as well as engaging. But in terms of consulting with actual players and NGOs, we haven't yet, as we're currently in the ideation stage, in the very early stages of ideation.
And one last question. What are the real life, actions do you expect the player to take after playing your game?
So through our game, we provide the environmental missions. So this is the community missions within their schools, hosted by the various NGOs. So examples of these missions are like coastal cleanups, or mangrove reforestation, or reef restoration, or even donations.
Do you have the expected number of engagements, people in your game? Roughly.
So during the first year of our implementation, we have projected that we will focus on game development first during the first year. But during the second year, we expect to have users reaching up to 1,500. And we wanted to connect with 5 schools and 3 NGOs for the second year. And for the third year, we plan to expand our impact. We have expansion. We want to increase our users to 3,000 and have 10 schools to connect with 5 restoration projects with partnerships with NGOs.
Yeah, the reason that I asked because you have the revenue from the grants, right? Not the revenue from the followers. If you have the expected number, might be the revenue from that. And I asked another question on the expense. Expense will be the maintenance of your system, the virtual systems, right? Or expense, can you break down the expense for us?
Actually, we broke down the expenses into the actual game development and the marketing, going to the outreach, and trying to really test the game out so that it can be as accurate as possible. And we've based the expenses from our research from standard prices or costs from what we've seen online.
Thank you.
So if big part of your revenue comes from sponsorship, right?
Yes.
What KPIs or what objectives do you think these sponsors would have? What do you have to show them in order to get their money?
So, in order to entice these partners to sponsor us in terms of our solution, we package our solution as an educational service that is fun, experiential, and it's innovative in a way that it engages students that they would learn environmental education better. So there are research trends that using AR technology in terms of and gamified learning in terms of environmental education, they lead to better learning outcomes, and these entices educational institutions as well. And in terms of companies, private companies, tourism spots, NGOs, we provide a platform for them to be able to, for customers to be able to donate or to be able to contribute to their initiatives, to their causes. So it's not just limited to the game itself. There are real-world conversion, real-world in-game conversion to actual impact to the real world.
So following from that question, I think you've mentioned already that there's impact in terms of gamified learning, but ultimately I want to ask you, why would schools or educational establishment want to engage with you if, say for example, they already have a conventional way of educating? That's one thing. And yeah, please, if you have that.
Yes, so traditional methods of environmental education can be effective, but trends have shown that leveraging technology, leveraging AR could really drastically improve learning outcomes for students. And according to research trends as well, parents, teachers, and students have shown positive attitudes when it comes to AR technology and gamified learning. So there's really an interest in this technology, this solution, and it really helps in improving learning outcomes in terms of the environment and becoming an advocate for nature and sustainability.
Okay. So my question is in terms of gamified learning. Can you tell, or do you have some background knowledge as to how gamified learning actually has an impact? Which areas or which case studies can you tell or share that demonstrate there's real effects or impacts in learning?
So in terms of impacts in learning for this technology, in terms of natural sciences like biology, science, climate change, and environmental science, there's impact in terms of being able to understand better these concepts, because we all know that science could be complex. Understanding climate change, understanding ocean literacy could be a really complex topic. And having this technology, having this platform to learn in a gamified way enhances engagement and deepens understanding for students, especially young people. And with Gen Z people right now, they would prefer to learn education in a very fun and engaging way.
To expand on that, I've actually had 2 case studies that I've conducted with a team and also in a solo project. So they're both educational games. One of them is about psychological, in a psychological background, it teaches about emotion regulation, while the other one teaches about marine biodiversity. So those 2 actually, we tested it to test their knowledge as well as their, in terms of the marine biodiversity, their attitude towards marine biodiversity. So we tested this through a quiz and as well as other metrics on the e-game flow, which measures fun, and there's also the overall experience. So all in all, those 2 case studies actually received positive results from the play testers. In the first one about emotion regulation, we got 94 play testers, and we also tested with experts who gave us a lot of suggestions and themes like gameplay directed learning and social collaboration and things like that. So we do have all these types of case studies as well in my university where game design students make these games and test them with a lot of players.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is Team Blue Ocean Eagles from Philippines. Thank you for your time. Distinguished guests, so please give a big round of applause for our 17, please. So awesome. Right now, before we let's take a break time with the colleague with all the score for the 7 team. Right now, we would like to listen with all the comment overview from our judges. May I start from Dr. Pakjila Lee Lertpan, Director of Administrative Affairs, Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation, please.
I think all the 7 teams come up with great ideas, even though they are very young, and some of them not even have a prototype yet, but they are so confident about, their business model and their ideas and how they're gonna expand their product. And I'm sure that there are some technical that they need to learn more in the future. But I think I'm quite, happy to see this generation come too far, come to Thailand and pitch their product. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Park Ji-rao, for one more time. Distinguished guests, so from next, may I listen for Assistant Professor Dr. Prapaporn Tiwayanont Mongkol Wanit, so please.
Thank you. So I think overall I commend the efforts of the youth in having this awareness and understanding the trade-offs. But what is very important in their journey is that they have precision and accuracy in what they are trying to digest. So it's important in moving forward that it is not just about, as we've discussed, pretty presentation, but having the substance to actually provide the evidence and work through the real problems of society and making that difference. And so overall, I would say that it's the beginning of their journey, and I hope that they have good coaching and good resource for them to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Assistant Professor Dr. Prapaporn, for your time. And so for next, we would like to invite Dr. Sawanit Bunyasuwa, Committee of the BCG Model Working Group, FTI, please.
Thank you, and I think this is, thank you for create this event because this is a very surprise for us, I think all of us, because the decarbonization in youth program is very great job because you have to incubate them in the future. And just one thing that I listen to many teams on the ideations, on the desktop analysis, but in actions is very important in the future. In the Federation of Thai Industry that I represent today, we are willing to incubate them trying to think about it in action, what's going to be the challenges and going to be success in the future. We willing to help them in the future, and this is a very great program and decarbonization induced program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Shawnee, for your comment. And so with our last one, so Ms. Tongchai Thanachanan, Executive Vice President, Chief Sustainability and Strategy, Thai Beverage. So please.
So I'd like to thank all the teams for your interest in this program. I'm impressed with the diversity of the teams where you come from all the 4 countries, and thanks for making your way here. Also, I'm impressed with the diversity of the solution, right? So we have the solutions that are quite simple, like your food waste management, all the way to educational tools. So I think the sky is the limit. This is probably not the thing that you would be really pursuing. I think you would go through a lot more ideas. So scan through those ideas and see which one that could be really a great solution. So bravo every team. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kun Tongchai, for your comment. And so distinguished guests, before we will take a break time, so please give a big round of applause for our judges for one more time, please. Distinguished guests, welcome for you back right here for once again. This is a talk stage activity, and so in a few minutes, we will sort out who are the winner for the SX2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation. Right now, distinguished guests, before we let's start to announcing that who the winners in this year, I would like to invite and inform to all of you right here in front of us. So please be seated, and you can join in this time. With the first of all, before we let's starting that who are the winner for this year, I would like to inform you with our prize that who the winner will receive. For the winner will receive with the award and cash prize for the $2,500, and the second runner-up is. And the first runner-up will receive with the award and cash prize for USD with $1,000 US. And so for the second runner-up will receive with the award and cash prize of the $500 US. And sorry, now distinguished guests, we will source that who the second runner-up in this year. Right now, distinguished guests, if all of you ready, it's time to announcing who are the second runner-up of the 2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation. Distinguished guests, it's time. The second runner-up is... They're from Thailand, Kapsi! Congratulations! Congratulations, Kapsi from Thailand! Woohoo! And so for this round, I would like to invite Dr. Hak Jilan, Director of Administrative Affairs, Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation, to be here to talk about appreciation on this. So please give a round of applause. Woohoo! Congratulations! Congratulations! This is Kapsi from Thailand. Woohoo! This is Kapsi, and this is also for your presentation as well. Congratulations, Kapsi from Thailand. Distinguished guests, for next, we will announce that the first runner-up that he will receive with the award and cash prize of the $1,000 US. And for the first runner-up is... Dave Brown. They're from Thailand. Congratulations with Frapchi! Woohoo! for one more time. So glad we saw you on the stage. And this is friendship from Thailand. Woo! Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. This is friendship from Thailand for one more time, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for the next team, they are the winners of the SX2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation, and we will receive with award and cash prize of $2,500. And the winners of SX2024 in this year's is They from Malaysia. Congratulations with Iho from Malaysia. You're the winners of the SX2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation. Right now it's time to invite Kun Tangkai Tanachanan, Executive Vice President, Chief Sustainability and Strategy from Thai Beverage, to take an up appreciation on this set. So please welcome. Congratulations. This is CEO for Malaysia, and right now it's time to token up appreciation for all of our judges to Iho for Malaysia. Congratulations for all of you, and thank you so much. Thank you both of you that are joining for this competition with SX2024 Hackathon Circular Innovation Challenge. Please give it ground to congratulations with Iho for Malaysia for one more time. Congratulations. So awesome, so super awesome. This is Iho. Woo! Wow, they have something to show with the flag. Wow, so awesome. For one more shot. Woo! Could you give me the heart for our world? One more shot, please. Yeah. Send the heart for our world. Thank you so much. This is Iho from Malaysia. Congratulations for all of you. So for this time, we would like to inform Dr. Sawanit Bunyasuwa, Committee of the VCT Model Working Group of the FTI. So please remain on the stage a few minutes to token up appreciation to our finalists. Thank you so much, and congratulations with the winners of this year's. This is Iho for Malaysia. Right now, for the next team, so please welcome Thaletai from Thailand to be here on the set. So welcome, so please give it ground. And we're so glad to be here to joining and listen with for all the idea form our youth in the Thailand and overseas in the Asian countries. Congratulations with a good idea from Thaletai from Thailand, and all of you, you're so awesome because you passed in the finalist round. Congratulations, Thaletai Thailand. And up next, we would like to invite Eco Living Community from Indonesia. Welcome. It's a grand win for all of you. This is the final round from the many countries in the ASEAN, and they pass in the final round. All of you so awesome. Congratulations with the co-living community from Indonesia that you passing in the final round. Up next, please welcome Apula from Philippines. Welcome, Mabuhay. Congratulations for all of you that you passing in this round with the final round in this year's. But actually for all the competitors, actually we have the many team. But with for all the 7 team right here, they passing in the final round. Congratulations with Apula for Philippines. And so for the last one, so please give it ground with the Team Blue Ocean Eagles from Philippines. Mabuhay! Congratulations with Blue Ocean Eagles from Philippines that he passing for the final round in 6 years. Congratulations. Please keep it ground for one more time, please. And now it's time to take the first shot together with for all the 7 teams. Welcome to take the first shot once again. And so we would like to invite all the judges to be here on the set to take the first shot together. Welcome Dr. Bhaktira Leelotpan, Director of Administrative Affairs, Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation, Assistant Professor Dr. Prapaphorn Chiwayanont Mongkolwanit, Dean of School of Global Studies, Thammasat University, Dr. Sawanit Bunyasuwa, Committee of the BCG Model Working Group, FTI, and Kun Tongchai Thanachanat, Executive Vice President, Chief Sustainability and Strategy, Thai Beverage. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment. And we hope for all the comment this is made for more the valuable with for all the Thai people. But actually it's not for the Thailand only, but also including with the many countries around the world that they can receive with the good things from this competition. And this is SX2024 Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation. We would like to say congratulations with for all the 7 teams one more time. But actually for all the 7 teams that you so super awesome, they passing for the final round. Actually for this competition in this years, we have the many team, but they passing to the final round in this year, only 7 teams. Congratulations with for all of you. With the first shot, we will take with the camera first. And so for up next, we will record with the video recorders. So anyone, you can move your hand, you can smile, and give the mini heart to our world. Okay, woo! For one more shot, we will yelling loudly together with the SX2024. One more shot, okay? Right now it's time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, SX2024! Woo! This is Krishna, so please give a round of applause for our 17 for one more time! Congratulations with for all the 17 that he coming from the many countries from the oceans, and that this is a good stage. The competition that we would like to inform all of you. This is they made with a good thing for our world. It's not only in the Thailand, it's not only with the ASEAN, but they made a good thing for our world. So right now in this time, in this competition for the SX2024, Hackathon Innovation for Climate Adaptation. We would like to say congratulations for all of you, for all the 7 teams that they passing in the final round. Distinguished guests, we would like to take this time for all of them to let's start with a good memory on this in a few minutes. And right now, we would like to inform all of you for the next. I would like to invite you. Let's join in with the SXU's speech contest. We will start in a few minutes. Right now, take your time and let's set our world together. We will come back once again. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณค่ะ